welcome back. So what I thought I would do today is do another what I eat in a day video. I seem to get a pretty good response from it, and people seem to like to know what someone like me or my age or with my metabolism or lack thereof would eat in a day to stay lean. So this is what I do, and I figured I'd take you along with me. I just got up and I'm gonna start out with some coffee, and then I'm trying to do more of the intermittent fasting now because I know it's really popular, and a lot of people, feel pretty good, when they don't eat for a long period of time, which I actually think is great too. I think it's great for you to completely metabolize everything and get it so you have a completely empty stomach. So I'll start out with some coffee, and then I'm gonna go to the gym, and then I'll be back to make breakfast. So what I'm gonna do is start out with a pineapple. I love to eat a little bit of fruit, not with every meal, but probably 2 meals a day. I love fruit, I love the flavor of fruit, and I love all the things that it provides you with. There's a lot of health benefits to pineapples in general. Pineapple will really help with digestion, which I definitely need, and so I definitely always eat my fruit first because I think that really helps. It increases your immune system, it fights cancer, and it fights inflammation. So there's a lot of really great benefits to eating a little bit of fruit. But I never knew how to cut a pineapple until I was actually taught how to cut a pineapple. So I actually didn't eat fresh pineapple for years. So I'm gonna show you, I don't know if you already know how, but if you don't, it's kind of a good thing to learn, and so then you can eat fresh pineapple. So let me kind of angle this down like this. So all you gotta do is just cut each end off. And then what I do is I cut it right down the center. Of course, you need a big sharp knife. That wasn't that even. That's okay. And then you cut out this center core. And then you just cut right along the rind on either side. Like I said, you need a pretty sharp knife, and a big knife works the best. And then you just start cutting it into sections. So that is how you cut a pineapple. And like I said, I've never really done that before. And I never really ate fresh pineapple. I always would eat canned pineapple. And so it's so nice to be able to eat fresh pineapple. But they also say too, like if you're getting any type of, fillers or any injections, Botox or anything like that, if you eat pineapple, the enzymes in the pineapple will help you to not bruise. So that's always something good. So before I get anything done, I always eat some pineapple. So what I decided to do for breakfast would just be an egg white veggie scramble. Trying to keep it as lean as possible. I'm not going to add any cheese to it, but I am going to have some avocado. So I'm going to do a little bit of chopping, and we'll see how it comes out. this was a super quick, easy breakfast. I mean, what took me the most time was just chopping the vegetables. Otherwise, it was like really no big deal. But I think that it has, I'm guessing, somewhere around 300 calories, and it's just loaded with nutrients. So we're back for lunch. I'm so excited. So I haven't eaten a sandwich in 20 years. I mean, I literally, you know, I don't eat hamburgers because I don't eat the bun. I mean, I'll eat the burger, but I don't eat the bun. So I haven't really had like a real sandwich in a really long time. I mean, literally like 20 years. So I finally found some bread that fits into my diet and that I really like. So I found this sprouted bread at Sprouts, of all places. So for 2 slices, it's 110 calories. It's got 7 grams of protein, and when you subtract the fiber, it's like 14 grams of carbohydrates for 2 slices of bread. So this is amazing. So I'm so excited. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna put all the ingredients on, and I think you're really gonna like it. It ends up being a really hearty sandwich. Like, it's, you know, kind of will fall apart a little bit when you eat it because there's so much in it, but it's all really great vegetables, hummus, mustard, avocado, everything bagel seasoning. It's loaded with everything. So I start out just putting a tablespoon of hummus on one side of the bread. I think hummus adds a real lot of flavor to food, whether it be, you know, salads or just raw vegetables or sandwiches. If you're looking for something like a substitute for maybe mayonnaise, I think hummus is a great substitute. Then I take this avocado that I've already smashed up and I put it on the other side of the bread. So I'm not going to put any mayonnaise on this at all. It's just going to be hummus, avocado, and then some mustard. So I get that all in there, and then I don't measure out the mustard because mustard has almost no calories. I just do a couple little dollops of mustard on there. I get the stone ground mustard that I like. And then I use the roasted red pepper hummus. And in the avocado, what I did was I put some salt and a little bit of garlic powder. So that pumps up the flavor too. Then what I like to do too is use this everything bagel seasoning. And you're gonna wanna put it on the area, you know, one of these, like right away on these areas so it sticks to it. And that's about a couple teaspoons. So, you know, it's really low in calories, so, but it really makes it taste really good. And I get radish sprouts. That's the flavor I get. There's a couple different types of sprouts, so this is what I get. Then what I do is I take some cucumbers, and then I do some tomatoes. I'm telling you, this thing is like the heartiest sandwich. And then I take some mushrooms. Of course, I cut all this stuff up because, you know, I don't want to cook for lunch, hardly ever. I mean, it's one of those things that if I'm going to cook, I really only want to cook one meal a day if I can possibly get away with it. But if not, you know, I'll cook 2. And then I'll take the spinach. And you know, you can add chicken, you could add salmon, you could add tofu, you could add anything you want, but I'm kind of sticking with, you know, just the veggie sandwich today. And then the funny thing is too, is one thing I haven't had in a really long time is a sandwich and chips. So I think on one of the other videos that you guys saw, if you saw it, I had these protein chips that I really like. I don't know if they're poppers, but I can't remember, there was a big red bag and they only had 90 calories and they had 10 grams of protein and they were super low in carbs. And I went back to Costco and they didn't have them. In lieu of the chips that I normally would use, I've got these cheddar cheese chips. Let me get them. They're called Wisps. So they're 150 calories for the same amount of chips, and they're actually a little bit smaller. But what I typically do, they say you can eat 24 for 150 calories. 24 chips is a lot. I'll eat 12. And they're very cheesy. I tried them and they're super, super cheesy. So for me, 24 might be a little bit too much. But they've got 13 grams of protein and they've got 10 grams of fat because they're they have very few ingredients. So it's just Parmesan cheese and skim milk and cheese cultures and salt. So there's not a lot of ingredients in them, so they're pretty good, you know, with regard to a chip. But I'm only going to use 12. So I actually count 12 out, but you don't have to if you don't want to. 10, 11, 12. So, you know, chips in general, I don't really eat. I love chips, but chips don't love me. But look at this little lunch. I mean, like I said, you could add some protein to it if you want to. You know, if you want to add some chicken or something like that to it, go ahead. But for me, this sandwich, just as a veggie sandwich, is awesome. It's about 2:30 right now, and so I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do for dinner. So now we're back for dinner. So what I thought I would do tonight is kind of make a wannabe Chipotle salad. And so instead of doing, you know, going to Chipotle and getting a salad, I'm gonna kind of mimic what I would get when I go there. But instead of just doing regular romaine or whatever lettuce they have there, I like romaine, but I tend to do more spinach and kale. But I don't have any kale, and actually I don't have any romaine either, but if I did have some romaine, I might add it to this. But I only have spinach right now, so I'm just gonna start off with some spinach, and then I'm gonna add some avocado. And with the avocado, what I've done is I've added a little bit of salt and some lemon juice, which really makes it taste really good. And then I've got some black beans, which I've actually also added lemon juice and a little bit of salt, and some corn, and then a little bit of brown rice, which same thing, lemon juice and a little bit of salt really pumps up the flavor of the brown rice. So I'm gonna put all of those onto the salad, and then I sauteed some onions and red peppers with some garlic, some fresh garlic, and so I'm gonna put it all together, and then I'll show you the finished product. Here it is. I always like a colorful plate. It's always so nice to have food that looks pretty and colorful. So I ended up adding chicken to it and some salsa. So it's basically a bed of spinach, and then I sauteed red peppers and onions with some fresh garlic. And then I put the chicken, a quarter of a cup of corn, a quarter of a cup of black beans, and yes, I did measure them out, and 2 tablespoons of brown rice, and level tablespoons, I measured them out. That's just what I like to do, because I know I don't like to eat a lot of rice, but I do like the texture of it in this. And then I put the avocado on top, and the chicken and the salsa. And you can add maybe like a little dollop of sour cream if you want to, and that really makes it taste really good too, but I don't do a lot of dairy, so I'm not gonna do the sour cream tonight. But I think I kind of like mix it all together, and I think once I mix it all together, it's gonna have a really nice flavor. So for dessert, I'm just having some strawberries with like a teaspoon of maple syrup and about a couple tablespoons of whipped cream. It's really yummy. So I hope you like this video. Hopefully you got something out of it that you can take and incorporate into your own meals at home. So I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and remember just to ring the bell, because it'll notify you of my videos that are uploaded every Tuesday. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.